Hey guys, welcome to my monthly recap. Let's have a look what I watched in September 23. I will pick 3 movies, 1 series, and 1 hidden gem you most likely haven't seen yet. And amongst those recommendations, I will present you the best horror movie of the year. But please make sure before that you like and subscribe my channel to stay tuned for my Halloween special. And now let's start with a party trick from hell.
Cannot go for more than 90 seconds. Am I clear?
What happens after 90 seconds?
They'll want to stay.
Talk to Me from 2022. When a group of friends discovers how to conjure spirits by using an embalmed hand, they get hooked with the new thrill until one of them goes too far and unleashes terrifying supernatural forces. So basically, if you are a bored kid in South Australia and saying Candyman for the correct amount of time is not doing it for you anymore, then this hand-shaped Ouija board is the next new thing, only until it goes very wrong though. And this ghost ritual within the story functions as a party truck that actually offers a lot of insights into group dynamics as well as in balancing your own interests versus those of others. I love this film, and as I said in the intro, I think this is the best horror movie of the year. Nevertheless, there's like one thing I didn't like, and that's this scene that gave me Go-Go Tales flashbacks. But other than that, I could go on and on and on about positive things about this dark urban legend debut film of those 2 YouTubers, such as the outstanding camera work with this very effective and intense close-ups or the ambivalent characters. However, there's one particular aspect that I'd enjoyed the most about this film, and that's the narrative perspective. We stay with main character Mia throughout the film, and we see those ghosts only through her eyes, which means that we cannot really tell if these supernatural experiences are the same for the others or if they actually don't see something similar at all. And that again opens up a broad range of possibilities how to interpret this film. I would say even as many possibilities you have for films like Mulholland Drive. Okay, and before like the David Lynch fans out there come at me, yes, it's not on that level. Nevertheless, this is a film that definitely benefits from rewatching it several times. You could take the film at face value and accept that within this film logic those ghosts are real and everyone is actually haunted. But you could also think about that specifically Mia is very open to this experience because she is going through a very intense grief process, and this linked with like some mental issues that stem from a passed on family trauma may also trigger a psychosis or paranoia like episode that has absolutely nothing to do with the embalmed hand. And another option that you could think about is also that Mia is maybe an unreliable narrator, not because she is in somewhat like a different state of mind, but she actually plays with us. The ghost experiences could also be very well just a trick or a tool for her to get what she wants, because in so many aspects her own interests are conflicting with the best interests of other characters with in her environment. And she might also use those supernatural things just as a justification or a way to not deal with the consequences when she pushes through some very horrible stuff to get what she wants. Nevertheless, I think Mia stays a likable character, and this puts the viewer in a very unsettling spot, which I think is also quite nice for a horror film. I rate this really shocking piece with 4.5 mummy hands out of 5. And let's have a look into the next one. There you might get a little bit angry with me because despite it gets super hyped, I didn't enjoy it.
Childhood sweethearts who reconnect 20 years later and realize they were meant for each other. In the story, I would be the evil white American husband standing in the way of destiny.
Shut up.
Past Lives from 2023, directed by Celine Song. 2 childhood friends get rest apart because Nora's parents decide to leave South Korea and immigrate to the US. Over 20 years later, the 2 friends reconnect. So yeah, this film gets hyped all over the internet. I unfortunately, I couldn't connect with it, neither in this life nor in my 8,000 past lives. While the actual concept is quite cool, reflecting on love and relationships and decision making, the execution didn't work for me. So the concept of in-yun, which means that every connection you have in this life stems from touch points with the same person in previous thousands of lives and just like evolved over time. And how this was like said in the movie was really like thoughtful, very philosophical. Yet the visual style of it didn't quite match how subtle the story was, because to me it was too much on the nose. For example, we see here like 2 friends going separate ways. Okay, I understand this from the story. I don't need to see like the actual separate ways in the background. And then later on, when they have to find their ways back together, I don't need a bridge in the background. This is to me too much. It's not creative for me. This doesn't work. I don't find it poetically beautiful. I just find it a bit. And also, I'd have trouble with connecting with like the main character Nora. Maybe I missed her again in previous lives. Because I find it selfish that if you put your husband and your childhood sweetheart on one table and like hurting everyone by whatever you say, and that's not nice, and you gain nothing. Like those 2 men get like incredibly hurt for nothing, and she has a fun experiment reflecting on her love life, but for what? Funnily enough, this story is based on a real-life experience of the director, who actually had a similar conversation with her husband and her ex. And while I would normally enjoy movies and female main characters that take from relationships what they think they need without thinking too much about what other people think about that, in this case, to me, this was just a bit nuts. And yeah, so you go girl, but I just won't watch it, you doing that twice. What I can definitely say, to end on a positive note here, is that the title Past Lives is multi-layered. It's not only referring to reincarnation and like previous lives, it also means that you in your biography develop in several states of your life into a different person. I rate this one with 2.5 out of 5 childhood sweethearts. Let's get ready for a green screen fest that would make Agatha Christie cry.
You can't trap us here.
Somebody is dead. No one shall leave this place until I know who did it.
A ghost killed her.
A Haunting in Venice from 2023, directed by Kenneth Branagh. Master Detective Hercule Poirot reluctantly attends a Halloween seance in a decaying palazzo in Venice. When one of the guests is murdered, the detective gets drawn in a sinister world of ghosts and dark secrets. You can only do so much to not piss off Agatha Christie superfans when you're touching the subject. While it sounds like a great combination to mix murder mystery with horror, the problem is that a murder mystery needs a rational solution, to have like this light bulb moment and oh yeah, I saw that clue, oh I could have already known who the murderer is. Everything that were spooky is now suddenly makes sense. Yeah, everything is back in place, like the puzzle is solved in the end. Whereas horror works the other way around. To be super effective and creepy, it has always to stay and intensify the uncertainty, unsettling. And if you put those two things together, you might have something coming out of it that's not working for neither. Anyways, I bet you guys will figure out who the murderer is within the first 30 minutes. Why is that? If you already like a bit experienced in reading Agatha Christie or watch like this amazing series, for example, or any of these beautiful films with Peter Ustinov, yeah, you will just realize in the get-go how the suspects are introduced, that one specific person, there is something wrong. I won't spoiler it, it's just that Agatha Christie stories are normally very complex, and in this film one layer is missing. It's too easy. Another problem is a bit that Hercule Poirot acts so much out of character, and there's just one thing that really bothers me. Like, in what world, in which parallel universe, in which like ghost town would Hercule Poirot get his like perfectly groomed mustache wet to play a child's game all by himself, and then like even like putting his face underwater for no reason? No, in no world ever Hercule Poirot would do this, and this is just like one horrifying example what they did to this character. But let's all overlook this for like having fun and having a good time in the cinema, because I think for spooky season this can still be fun, and I still recommend to watch it. I would rate it with 3.5 out of 5 apples. Let's have a look into this series I watched in September, and it's a bit debatable. I'd love to hear what you think about this prank.
I googled it, it's isolated.
Isolated.
Separated.
Todd is a very interesting individual. He showed up wearing chair pants.
The difficulty is the lack of a bend.
Jesus Christ.
What are we looking at in here?
Hi, guys.
No!
Sorry, jump scare. This is the most unorthodox trial.
Jury Duty from 2023 is a mockumentary about a fake jury trial in which one of the participants is unaware of the hoax while all others are actors. I can't get my head around what I should think about it. It was definitely good for some laughs, like the oblivious main character indeed came across super likable. There's really no way that he would not like questioning that there are cameras filming what's discussed in this jury. I think like everyone knows that this is like top secret, confidential, so why would there be cameras? But even if you accept that, and even if you think okay, somehow they make him think that's okay, like they like if that's the case, and if he really is unaware of what's going on, then they stole so much time from this man that he thought he would dedicate to justice. Also, the entire story doesn't really make sense. But finally we get to the promised hidden gem.
I've had a lot of time to think, and I made the decision I'm not going to go back to school after winter break.
What?
Ooh, ain't got no home.
Obviously, you need to hear this. You're already at a professional level of drawing for what you want to do. Everything in your portfolio needs to be very clearly coming from who you are.
I ain't got a home.
Well, my heroes didn't go to college.
Do you know what you get with the GED? You know what kind of job you would get?
What?
Gas station.
I'd love to work in a gas station.
Funny Pages from 2022, directed by Owen Klein. A teenage cartoonist rejects the comforts of his suburban life on a misguided quest for soul. Okay, people tend to believe that humor is like something individual. In this case, I'd like to disagree, because if you don't find this dark, mostly disgusting, but genius adventure, hilarious, then you need help. Or maybe it's the other way around and I need help because I couldn't stop laughing about some of the scenes for days, and I even like risked some friendships because I were like annoying my friends on the phone by retelling the jokes again and again because I couldn't stop thinking about it. Especially the scene in the pharmacy, as well as the grand finale on Christmas Eve. I won't spoil it, please watch it. It's just a story full of surprises, full of unlikable characters that are so off, so weird that you actually like have to like them again, and in a weird way also very, very sweet. And they are like creating situations that are off any limits. I mean, I don't know how to describe it even because there's nothing comparable for it. There you have it. This was my September recap. Please like and subscribe my channel to stay tuned for the Halloween special. You can also follow me, by the way, on Instagram and Letterboxd.